YouTube. Glove boy LJ with a video. I did end up dropping this video late. Don't judge, it's about to be 2. Had things to do. Hey. Just decided to mix it up a little bit, man. If y'all don't know me, man, let me tell y'all a little something about me. I'm a Sosa fan, been a Sosa fan since, man, for a long time. Let's just say that. I just wanted to check this video out. Let's check it out.
Is one of the most iconic rappers in hip-hop history. At only 15 years old, the Southside Chicago rapper took the rap game by storm after being one of the first people to really put Chicago drill music on the map. Cheif Keef's demonic style of hip-hop was like nothing we've ever seen before and had everyone from the streets all the way to the suburbs anxiously awaiting for the next Cheif Keef record to be released. But it wasn't just the sound of the music that created all this hype around Cheif Keef and the Chicago drill scene. It was rather the actual lyrics that he was saying in his music. It was all authentic. Nobody even questioned it for a second. All it took was 30 seconds of a Cheif Keef song and a music video to figure out that Sosa was about that life. Whether he did the dirt himself or was around people who did, everyone knew that there wasn't any lies being told in his music. And Keef and his affiliates have the rap sheet to prove it. Here is an exclusive inside look at the criminal history of Cheif Keef.
That's how fast you're going, 110. Oh, that's a fast car, that's why I bought it.
Cheif Keef's first documented run-in with the law happened at the age of 15, on January 27, 2011. Details are scarce on this arrest, but from what the charges say, a young Sosa was either caught at the trap house or in the process of selling from what was produced from the trap house. Whatever it was, Cheif Keef was detained in the act and was charged with manufacture and delivery of heroin near a school, public housing building, or park. Cheif was charged with a Class X felony, but keep in mind he was only 15 at the time, which obviously made him a minor. In Chicago, juvenile offenders are found to be delinquent of charges rather than guilty of the charges. Sosa was let out of jail but sentenced to home confinement on the charge. The second arrest of Cheif Keef happened on December 2, 2011, almost a year after his first arrest. Sources say that the police responded to a call of shots fired in the 6100 block of South Indiana Avenue. When officers arrived, they spotted Cheif Keef walking out of the front door of his grandma's apartment complex in the 6100 block of South Michigan Avenue, holding a coat over his hands that were in front of his waistband. Officers tried to stop and question the chief, but instead of cooperating, Sosa dropped the coat, flashed a blue steel handgun, and sprinted through the vacant lot next door to the apartments. Several officers immediately gave chase to the fleeing chief, who allegedly would stop and turn towards the police and point his pistol at the officers. This caused the officers to pull out their weapons as well, and even though Sosa did not shoot at the officers shot at him multiple times, but missed. After shots were fired, Cheif Keef continued running for his life before other officers caught him a half a block away in an alley of the 6100 block of South Indiana Avenue. One officer claimed to have suffered multiple bruises in the act of trying to detain the chief. They also alleged that Cheif Keef ditched his pistol throughout the chase, but it was soon recovered moments later, completely loaded and ready to go. Cheif Keef was charged with 4 felonies for this incident, which included 3 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm on an officer and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. They also charged the chief with a misdemeanor charge of resisting arrest. Sosa was held in the Cook County Juvenile Detention Center for a good while until the judge sentenced the chief to house arrest at his grandma's house. This next incident wasn't an arrest, but rather a pretty well-known investigation involving Cheif Keef about a murder of a rival rapper, Lil JoJo. For those of you who are unaware, Cheif Keef and the rest of GBE were going back and forth with a rival rapper named Lil JoJo. Just days before the tragic slaying of Lil JoJo, a video went viral of one of Cheif Keef's good friends, Lil Reese, threatening to kill Lil JoJo after JoJo drove by their neighborhood, taunting them. Later that week, JoJo was killed while riding his bike. Cheif Keef took to Twitter the day after the incident tweeting, "It's sad cause JoJo just wanted to be like us, #LMAO. Despite the clear taunting online, no charges were filed. It is possible that no charges were filed due to Cheif Keef claiming a hacker tweeted those tweets, but JoJo's brother begs to differ. Whatever the case may be, JoJo's murder is still unsolved to this day. After a few months of staying out of trouble, Chief Keef was ordered back into court for a probation violation stemming from a previous gun conviction. Authorities say that Keef went to a gun range for a music video shoot in New York. Chief Keef apparently wasn't allowed to be anywhere near firearms as one of the conditions of his probation, so when the judge found out about this, he wasn't happy. The judge sentenced Keef to... Keef apparently wasn't allowed to be anywhere near range for a music video shoot in New York. Chief Keef apparently wasn't allowed to be anywhere near firearms as one of the conditions of his probation, so when the judge found out about this, he wasn't happy. The judge sentenced Keef to 60 days in juvenile detention. At the sentencing, Chief Keef said to the judge, "I'm a very good-hearted person, and I'm sorry for anything I've done wrong. Give me a chance." And then, 3 months after his last sentencing, Chief Keef was arrested yet again in Atlanta for disorderly conduct after a security guard at Le Meridian Atlanta Perimeter Hotel called 911 on the chief after claiming he was rolling marijuana in his hotel room. Chief Keef told TMZ his side of the story, which he claimed happened like this. "So, me and my homie Trey Savage was in the hotel room chilling when some fat-ass security guard started knocking on the door talking about how we needed to fix a water leak. So his ass walked in and started looking around at us and immediately gave me the racist look and then started talking shit to me. I told him, I thought you was here to fix a water leak, which he obviously lied because there was no water leaking. Then he immediately started talking shit to us. He told me that he was going to call the police on me, so I called him a bitch. He kept saying how the police about to be on their way to lock me up, so I blew smoke in his face and pulled out 30 racks and said, I got the bond money. There's more where this came from." Keef says he felt the security guard was racist from the moment he walked in the room. When TMZ asked if the chief was smoking weed in the hotel room, his response was this: "As for what I was smoking in the room, everyone needs to listen to my song with Uncle Ro, All I Smoke Is Gas." The next day, Sosa tweeted this to his fans to let him know he was free.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy. And as a therapist myself, of course I'm going to say that's a great idea. But
Just got out of DeKalb County Jail in Atlanta, mad as f***. There's no update on what happened later in that case, but we can probably assume that the charges were dismissed. Sosa's next arrest happened on May 29, 2013, just days after his arrest in Atlanta. During the early morning hours, the chief was caught going 110 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone while riding in his BMW X6 on the Edens Expressway in Northfield, Chicago. When the police asked Mr. Keef the simple question, "Did you know your car was going 110 miles per hour?" the chief gave them the iconic response of, "Well, it's a fast car. That's why I bought it." In the end, Chief Keef was taken away in cuffs and was cited with going twice over the posted speed limit and for violating stipulations on his driver's permit. Less than a month later, Chief Keef was ordered back into court for a speeding incident on the 29th. At sentencing, the 17-year-old rap legend pled guilty to doing 110 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone and was given 18 months of probation, 60 hours of community service, random drug tests, 8 hours of traffic school, and a $531 fine. The chief was now free to leave, but as he left the Skokie courthouse, police arrested him once again on a misdemeanor trespassing charge. The chief was then rebooked and re-released moments later. Now, after spending the summer as a law-abiding citizen, Chief Keef turned himself in on October 15, 2013 to the Cook County authorities after testing positive for marijuana. The judge sentenced the chief to 20 days in county jail and was released on November 8, 2013. On his way out of jail, Chief Keef was notified that one of his conditions to get out required going to rehab for his weed problems. So, the chief did just that, and immediately flew to beautiful Los Angeles, California, and checked himself into rehab. After spending a couple of months in rehab, Chief Keef was free to return home to his mansion in Chicago. Almost immediately after returning home, the chief went back to his old ways and began chiefing on that good Southside Chicago kush like nothing ever happened. But that didn't last for too long, because on March 5, 2014, less than 2 weeks after checking out of rehab, Chief Keef was pulled over in Highland Park, Illinois, early in the morning for having expired tags on his 2010 Jeep Cherokee. When the officers approached the vehicle, they claimed it reeked of pot, and the chief allegedly admitted to smoking pot before driving. The police then made the chief do a field sobriety test, and let's just say, the chief failed. Chief Keef was eventually charged with a DUI, driving on a suspended license, and cited for having no proof of insurance. Mr. Keef was quickly released after posting a $300 bail. Now, you're probably assuming that his next encounter with the law will have something to do with the chief going to court for his DUI and getting sentenced, but no, that's not the case. Chief Keef apparently had enough of Chicago and decided to skip court and move to Los Angeles. For good. Like literally, for good. The moment Chief Keef steps back in Chicago, he will be arrested immediately due to his warrants and due to the mayor of Chicago's ban on Keith Cozart, aka Chief Keef. Now, this sounds bad, but it was honestly one of the best decisions Chief Keef has ever made. Since his move to Los Angeles, Chief Keef has stayed out of trouble for almost 3 years with 0 run-ins with the law. But his hot streak came to a tragic end after he was arrested on January 26, 2017, after the Los Angeles police raided his Tarzana mansion due to his alleged connection in the violent armed home invasion of his former music producer. Sources say that producer Ramsey the Great was robbed at gunpoint in his Devonshire home and accused Chief Keef and friends of breaking into his home and holding them hostage with an AK-47 on January 19, 2017. Ramsey also stated that he was robbed of cash, a Rolex, and other valuables during the incident. Chief Keef and friends later bailed themselves out, and the case was ultimately thrown out in April 2019, due to Ramsey the Great getting sentenced to 10 years in prison for charges of human trafficking, pimping, and weapon possession. It was also noted that an alleged witness to the prosecution that agreed to testify against Chief Keef mysteriously went missing before the upcoming trial. Mr. Chief, do you have anything to do with that? The Chief's next arrest happened on April 8, 2017 in Miami Beach, Florida. Police claim that while Chief Keef was driving in a green Lamborghini, his passenger got out in the middle of traffic and started talking to the car behind theirs. Cops saw the commotion and thought they saw an exchange being made between the 2 suspects. This led to the police pulling over Chief Keef and ultimately discovering marijuana in one of the vehicles. Keef was charged with a DUI and was booked into jail moments later. During his sentencing, the cops revealed that they had found 8 different drugs in the Chief's system at the time of his arrest, all of which included morphine, codeine, promethazine, THC, hydrocodone, norcodeine, dihydrocodeine, and hydromorphone. Sosa eventually avoided jail and a guilty plea, but was sentenced to 6 months probation and 50 hours of community service. The final charge was reckless driving. And last but not least, we have the Chief's final arrest in South Dakota. In June of 2017, Chief Keef was arrested after airport security found marijuana edibles and blunts in his bag. During his hearing the following Friday, Chief Keef pled no contest to possession of a controlled substance, a Class 5 felony that's punishable with up to 5 years in prison. He was later released on bond, but was required to come back to South Dakota for his trial. His trial was almost 2 years later, on April 26, 2019, and the outcome was all in his favor. The judge gave the Chief a suspended imposition of a sentence, which means no conviction will be entered as long as he meets the conditions set by a judge. Apparently, a defendant can only receive a suspended imposition of a sentence once in their lifetime in the state of South Dakota. When it was all said and done, Chief Keef was ordered to pay a $500 fine, $104 in court costs, and $99 in testing fees. All the other charges were dropped. If you're wondering what the Chief is up to nowadays, well, it looks like he just sits around in his mansion all day, making music, smoking weed, and playing video games. Once in a while he'll travel around to do some shows, but other than that, he seems to live a pretty chill life, and is staying out of trouble. His last arrest was in June of 2017, so almost 2 years without an arrest is pretty good. Let's hope he can keep it up. Well, there you have it. All of Chief Keef's criminal history jammed into one video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see...
Crazy, man. So that man just been wild. But he got right, though. Man, that's just me trying to give y'all a little quick little video right now, man. Hey, look out for me. Thumbs up the video. Do what y'all can. Comment some videos y'all want me to check out, man. You know, see y'all in the next video.